Have you ever stopped to think about what really separates the software you absolutely love from the stuff you just kind of put up with? Well, let's get into it, because there is a secret, and it's probably not what you're thinking.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You've got one app that's just a dream to use. It's smooth, it's fast, it just works. And then you have the other one, the nightmare app, the one that's buggy, slow, and makes you want to throw your phone across the room. So, what gives? What's the actual difference between software that feels rock solid and something that feels like it could fall apart at any second?
Look, the answer, it's not magic. It's not some secret sauce that only a few geniuses have. It really just comes down to a disciplined, almost obsessive focus on quality. And that discipline, it's built on two core pillars that the best teams out there live by, day in and day out.
And here they are. Think of them as two sides of the same coin. On one side, you have, does it work today? That's reliability. On the other side, will it work tomorrow? And that's maintainability. The truly great software, it absolutely nails both. So let's dig into what that actually means.
All right, first up, let's talk about Pillar 1, reliability. This is all about the here and now. It's the basic promise that when someone boots up your app, it just works. Every single time, no drama.
Let's try a metaphor here. Imagine your software is a giant skyscraper. Reliability is making sure that for the people inside it right now, the lights turn on, the elevators actually go to the right floor, and the plumbing works. It's all about serving the needs of today's tenants, flawlessly. No excuses.
So how do the pros pull this off? It's definitely not luck. It's about having solid practices in place. Things like automating everything they can, so errors get caught instantly. It's about keeping the code itself healthy and organized. And, crucially, it's about having a smart testing strategy, not just chasing numbers, and a super clear, efficient way to handle bugs when they pop up.
This automation is like a 24/7 safety net. Seriously, every single time a developer commits a change, this whole cycle just kicks into gear. It builds the code, runs all the tests, and merges everything together, all without a human touching it. The whole point is to make sure that a new feature doesn't accidentally break something old. It's a constant, relentless check on quality.
And this right here is a really, really important point. It's so easy to get hung up on a metric, right? Like, oh, we have 90% code coverage. But what does that number even mean? This quote is a great reminder that it's not about the quantity of tests, it's about the quality. A truly solid strategy focuses your testing firepower where it matters most, on the riskiest, most critical parts of your software.
Okay, so your app works perfectly today. That's awesome. But what about next month? What about a year from now when you need to add a huge new feature? That's where our second pillar, maintainability, becomes the hero. This is the thing that guarantees your software actually has a future.
Let's go back to our skyscraper for a second. Maintainability isn't the shiny stuff you see every day. It's the deep, solid foundation. It's the clear, logical blueprints. It's the quality of the steel on the frame. It's all the stuff that lets you add 10 new floors years later without the whole structure just crumbling. It's all about planning for tomorrow. And you guessed it, just like reliability, this doesn't happen by accident. It comes from real discipline. We're talking about starting with a great design. Clean, modular code. It means you have to actively manage this thing called technical debt, and we'll get right to that. You need a rock-solid, non-negotiable standard for what done means. And it's about using development methods that build quality in from the very start.
Okay, let's unpack technical debt, because this concept is huge. The best way to think about it is like a financial debt. You take a shortcut now to get something done faster. That's like taking out a loan. But later on, you have to pay that loan back with interest. And that interest is the extra time and pain it's going to take to fix that shortcut properly. Maybe you took that shortcut for a good reason, like a hard deadline. Doesn't matter. The bill always comes due.
Yeah, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The shortcut you take today that you pay for with interest tomorrow. Every single time. Look, a little bit of tech debt is okay. It's manageable. But when you let it pile up, your software gets fragile, it gets slow, and changing anything becomes a nightmare. It absolutely suffocates your ability to innovate. So how do you stop that debt from spiraling out of control? Well, one of the best weapons you have is something called a definition of done. And this is not some vague, fuzzy feeling. It's a cold, hard checklist. It's a pact the team makes with each other that says, listen, we don't dare call this feature done until it checks every single one of these quality boxes. It's basically the final bouncer at the club door of quality. And what's on that checklist?
Well, it can be things like this. Did all the automated tests pass? Check. Did another engineer peer review the code? Check. Is the documentation updated so the next person knows what's going on? Check. Does this new thing actually align with our overall architecture goals? Check. Only when you can say yes to all of that, then it's done.
So there you have it, the two big pillars. Works today and works tomorrow. But the key thing to realize is that these aren't two separate things you worry about. They're totally connected. They're part of one single mindset.
Here's the real takeaway. You can't have one without the other. They feed each other. When you focus on long-term maintainability, by writing clean code, you automatically make the software more reliable today. And when you focus on today's reliability, by building great automation, you make the software way easier to maintain tomorrow. It's a virtuous cycle. And it's all built on professional discipline.
So why go through all this trouble? What's the big payoff? It's this. Your software is always ready to go. You're always in a state where you could release it. That means you can ship new features, react to customer feedback, or fix a critical bug with speed and confidence because you know for a fact that the core of your product is solid as a rock.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. In this world that's always screaming for more speed, for more features now, what's the real cost of done-ish? When we settle for good enough instead of actually done, we're really just taking out a loan against our own future. The question is, what's the true price of that speed?
All right, that's it for this explainer. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, and I'll catch you on the next one.